welcome to all our viewers. So for those people who are watching us for the first time, thank you. And for those people who've been following us, uh, why? No, just kidding. So, so this is the Migrant Tribe stories from our journey down under, episode 7. So our topic for today is books that had profound effect on your life. So with me tonight is Jasmine. Say hi, Jasmine.
Hello.
And John. Say hi, John.
Mabuhay.
Okay, that's good. Okay. So I guess if you watch some of our past episodes, some of us kind of mentioned some books that had effect on our lives. So we decided to actually come up with an episode precisely to discuss those books, okay, in more detail. So, so just to get us started, uh, Jasmine, can
Hmm.
you share something about a book that had a profound effect on your life?
Yes, I'm so excited to share this because I'm very passionate about this book, and I even share this to my kids as early as their age now. I'm trying to get them believe in on this book. I'm gonna show it to you. By the way, good evening, everybody. Welcome to episode 7. So,
Yes.
my book that I want to share is, as you know, and we know, we've heard, yeah, The Secret. The Secret is my life changing book, I guess, because I didn't realize I have been practicing it ever since like I was younger because I'm so ambitious and so driven and so competitive, I guess. So I have mindset myself at a young age that I've been practicing it without reading this and watching it beforehand. And I only realized it when I read it. So that's why, and I have this book, and this is the book that I always go back. You know, you have I've read it somewhere that sometimes when you travel or when in different life stages, you go back to books because it can mean another thing during that situation or life stage you are. So yeah, this is the book that I'm so proud about because not only it has significantly helped me succeed in life in general in achieving my goals and also to be so focused on what I want to achieve. And I guess until now, I'm still living up to the lesson I've learned from the book. And they actually did a movie on this as well.
Yep,
It's on
yep.
Netflix. So,
Yeah.
and it tells you about the book, and it emphasizes again the different chapters. And I'm really encouraging everyone to just even watch the movie to begin with, and it's so easy to read, and when you start reading it, and you'll be surprised and amazed about the actual stories about that they shared on it, and then you'll reflect to your life stories that what went wrong and what went right because you actually manifested it. So yeah, I couldn't be thankful enough on this book. And I shared each time I connect with a core group and I tell about this, I mentor my other business partners, people I work with. I encourage them to, at least to think about it. I have an electronic version of this. By the way, I can share it to everybody. So I share it. I really speak highly about the book. So yeah, it has changed me, and so I'm so thankful.
It's good. So just
Thank
curious,
you.
how did you come across this book? How did you discover it? What was it? Did someone recommend it to you, or did you just found it on your own?
The one of my guiding principles ever since high school, the optimist creed. There is a creed called the
Mm-hmm.
optimist creed.
Mm-hmm.
I always have that bookmark So back in the days, in National
Yeah.
Bookstore, we buy these stuffs, and I
Yes,
always,
yes.
every year, I have a planner every year. So I always buy that the Optimist Creed. It's a credo, and then I came across a poster about the book, about the Optimist Creed, and it's the secret, and it is about the authors. It was written by the authors of the secret, and that's actually in front of my study table. So I
Okay.
have it in my wall. It's next to my vision board. So it's the same creed. The Optimist Creed is what the secret is promoting. So it's about,
Okay.
I promise to myself to be so strong. It's about positivity and being
Yep, yep.
optimist. So, and I was curious, and I
Yeah.
searched what's the secret, and then I read it. Now I bought the book, I bought the hardbound book, and then I bought the electronic book, and then I watched it. So yeah,
Okay,
that's
thank
how
you.
I came across.
Definitely can relate. I've read that book as well, and it is definitely a very good book. You would recommend to. Okay, let's now go to John. What wonderful book made a profound
Thank
effect on your
you.
life?
Yeah. But
Thanks.
first, Pinya, very nice. I read that book as well, Bayron Dabari. And as we know, there is power in words, and that is the testament of it. Whatever is written in that book, you can relate, and it affects other people's lives as well, not only
Mm-hmm.
within our group, but also throughout the world. And anyway, one of the actors in The Secret in Netflix is also my mentor, Ken Asarap.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's
So
right. Yeah,
uh, so believe to achieve.
Yeah.
his story is
So
so good. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So go back to my most favorite book. Not the one at the back. Uh, that's self-serving.
Yes,
That's
we noticed
self-serving.
that.
Um, when I was young, my sister usually had different kinds of books, and sort of uh, I started reading early as well, and being nosy and inquisitive at the time, I came across the book entitled "The Greatest Salesman in the World," because my sister before was a sort of
Oh,
yeah. Thank you, Pete. I've been looking for it. Maybe that's mine.
yes.
Just joking.
She
Just
kept
Go
it
joking.
get.
from you.
Um, um, I stumbled that book when I was around, I think, grade 5 or grade 4, and uh, in our house back home, and then I stumbled that book again when I was, I think, second year college, when I went to Manila to did my summer course, and I stayed with my sister, and it turned out that wherever she went, that book went with her, because that sort of that is her testament in sales. Sometimes when she's down, she's look at some of the passage, or some of the lines there, and then it keeps her motivated. It makes her focus on the sales. And when I was with her in 1988, 1989, during a summer class, she worked in Congress anyway. She can even sell a chinelas or a slipper inside the lift or inside the elevator. She can even sell a lot. She can even sell a book. And I was amazed on her um, fit to sell things. And when I went back to the province, I bought that book as well, and yeah, I've been reading and trying to understand what was in it, or what was the secret in that book that made the the man became the greatest salesman of the world. But before that, the book is not only about the message; it's also about the messenger. Because if we look at the life of Og Mandino, it was also a roller coaster ride. But somehow, someone in the family or someone that believed in you sees in you when you were young, or sees the potential in you when you were not aware of it. And it was her mother who planted the seed for him to believe that he will become the greatest writer in the world, or one of the greatest writer in the world. So the mother brought him to the library and supported his writings. But I think when the mother, when he was around third year high school, the mother suddenly died, and because he, he lived with his mother, so sort of he was at a loss big time. So he worked in a newspaper company for a night job, and then war came. He enlisted in the Air Force, became a gentleman because he became an officer.
Mhm.
But after the war, he got lost again. Although he got married, he had a daughter, but he got hooked with alcohol,
Mhm.
and
Mm.
he cannot control himself. Started with one bottle, then another bottle, until he became too much to bear for his husband
Mm.
and kid. They left him, and then for a number of years, he just wander around trying to find a job, get the money, try to buy food, and then drink again. That was his cycle. And then one night, yeah, he was passing by a pawn shop, and he said his money was only, I think, $15 or less, and they saw a gun. He went inside and was supposed to ask for the price of the gun, but something came to him, and he walked out of the pawn shop, and he ended up in the library because he reasoned out that the library was the most warm and the most comfortable place in a winter night. And from there, he found himself again. He started reading, and then he went back to his passion, which was writing. And then from there, he began to put into uh, a formal writing his ideas. And one of the books that he did and became successful was The Greatest Salesman of the World.
Mm,
And
okay.
here comes the story of the here comes the message of the book. Um, the story was I know people already know about it, but just for the sake of our blog, and to tell the people as well in case they did not know it yet. So the gist of the story was here comes a young boy, a camel boy, who was working in the most in the richest man in the world, the
Mhm.
richest man in the world in the Middle
Mhm.
East, Patros, and he 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 saw how the salesman um, became rich,
Mhm.
and he saw himself as sort of got stuck, and he fell in love with a girl, which is a rich girl, and he said if he stays as a camel boy, he cannot court that girl. So he believed in himself that he can do things the salesman can do, and he can get the money in order to have a face to the parents of the girl. And he approached his master. He wanted to become a salesman, and then the master told him, "Okay, I will give you 4 days." He gave him the rope, and then because the rope is like say if the rope is a Louis Vuitton brand, that is a bag. That is the classic
Mm, okay.
Louis Vuitton bag that it sells, but not everybody can buy.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
that is
Yeah.
how important the brand was during that time.
Mhm.
And if you have that kind of brand of robe, sort of there is pride in it because it came from the house of Patros. So he was given 4 days to prove himself,
Mhm.
and because he was proud, arrogant, he believed in himself, and at the same time naive, for what he saw only was the surface of what the salesman did.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he told Petrus that yeah, he can sell it for 4 days. So on the first day, he was very excited, and he offered everybody. Nobody will buy cowboy,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and his optimism was still there. Then the second day, he decided maybe the problem was the place where I was, or because
Mhm.
yesterday I started late. So he recalibrated his strategy, went up early, then he went to the right place in the market and tries to sell it to everybody. No luck. Then
Mm-hmm.
he went
Mm.
home. He was thinking again.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's with my language. So the third day he tried again. No luck again. Then on the fourth day he said, "Let's just finish this day. Maybe I can sell this. If not, still I can come back as a camel boy." So he tried his best, and then on the fourth day, as usual, no luck. So he ended up packing up his things, and he went back to the tavern where he is staying, or where he was staying. But on his way back to the tavern, he saw a cave, and out of curiosity, he went there inside, and he said, oh, maybe because it was a cold night, maybe it is a necessity, and I can sell it to them. But he ended up giving it to them,
Mm-hmm.
and then upon reaching the tavern, he realized what he did was for him was will make uh, the master not happy. So he headed back home.
Mm-hmm.
He walked and walked and walked until midnight, and then he told his master that because he saw the couple whose child was having less clothing, so he gave it to keep the child warm. And then the master, rather than to admonish him, told him that you passed the test, and I promise you, you will become the greatest salesman in the world. And then the master took out the old chest, and then
Mm-hmm.
he opened the chest, and then told the camel boy guy, if you read what is inside and learn by heart,
Mm-hmm.
you will become the greatest salesman in the world. And fast forward, he became the richest man in the Middle East, like his master.
Okay.
And because as a tradition, every December he gave away 50% of the income of his
That's
empire. Yeah.
Mm.
So
that's good.
on the last on his retirement, he summoned his accountant, most loyal servant, and he said, "Okay, we will give away everything." And then the servant asked him, "Are you crazy?" No, I said, when I gave 50%, you ask questions. And now I give 100% away, you still ask questions. And but before that materializes, somebody knocked on the door, and then he was introduced to Hafid, and then the guy showed him something, telling him that if he remembers the robe that he had 33 years ago, and when he saw the robe with the logo or the sign of his master, he cried because um, the bearer of the robe was sold
Mm-hmm.
or pawned, and the benefactor of the robe was the man who saved the earth,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. So that was how beautiful the story was.
Okay.
He
Okay.
did not know that he gave the robe to the Savior.
Mm-hmm.
33 years after, the robe was given back to him. So
Okay.
that's how strong or how magical the story was.
Mm.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, John. I know this is a very popular book. It's probably one of those must read back then.
Must read.
Yeah, must read for those people who are into sales and or
Yep.
in business.
And
Thank you, John.
as a parting word, I will
Mm-hmm.
give you one of the secrets of the 10 scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
And the scroll number one reads, I will form good habits and become their slave.
Slave to
I will
habits.
I will form good habits and
Good
became
habits
slave.
and become their slaves.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's a good. That's
yeah,
good. That's I can
yeah.
definitely
So,
relate to.
all of us believe in it, and we've been practicing it. And
Mhm.
yeah, if you want to learn more, so read the book and try to understand the nine scrolls more, especially people in sales.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, it's how the story unfolded. Started from an introduction with the hook in it, and then the ending was very, very good. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you,
Excellent.
Dan. John. Yep. So I guess it's my turn now. So the book that I chose is The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. So pretty much this
Mm,
book has been
Yep.
my go-to or reference book when it comes to personal development, and so they pretty much have a bunch of whole um, pages of actionable things that you can do for growth, for improvement. Okay, so what are the two? I'll just mention two main takeaways that I got from this book. The first one would be well, John kind of touched on it already. The importance of habits. Um,
mm,
the quality of your life depends on the quality of your habits.
of your habits.
So
Yeah.
so how kind of so you should really have this conscious effort to build good habits, and
Yep.
then at the same time you should also try to eliminate or at least minimize all these the bad habits. Okay, so as a testament, up to this day I still keep on doing these habits that I've started years ago, and I continue adding up to more habits because we all know the key to success really and to improvement is in the daily activities that you do, in the daily grind, and in short in the daily habits that you
Correct.
do every day. Okay, so that's one
Correct.
key takeaway from this book. The second key takeaway from this book is the concept of the mastermind group. Okay,
Mm,
so I think the concept of mastermind group first came out in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, which is also one of
think
my
and grow
favorite books.
rich. Oh, yes.
How old the book is.
Yeah.
So
Oh, wow. Here.
so
Mm.
okay, so we definitely think alike.
Right,
Okay,
right in front of me.
so what is a mastermind group? So basically, yep,
Mm.
I see we have all different versions. What is a mastermind group? Basically, it's like a group of people, like-minded or probably similar backgrounds, who have committed to meet regularly to be able and wherein you would be sharing your ideas, your thoughts, your goals, your ambition, and to help each other out in whatever way possible. So it was also through this book that I learned how to start. So I was able to start and organize my own mastermind group. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
and the names
Good
of
job.
the members of that group shall remain anonymous, but their names starts
Subject to pressures.
yep. Their name rhymes with Jasmine, John, Erwin, and Joey, but you'll never guess who they
Correct.
are, definitely.
Never. No.
So, so for me, if again, like the two of you, I also definitely recommend this book if you're really into uh, personal development, into growth,
Mm.
and yeah, yeah. So definitely, get this book. for that. So I guess pretty much that's it. I think we went a bit over time, but that was good. We had a good
Yeah,
sharing
that's
of
good.
ideas, and you kind of realize how the three of us think alike. We have fairly
Yes.
similar themes, and we didn't talk about this, and we never
Yeah.
talked about. And
No.
so again, thank you again to our audience for um, sticking with us. And hopefully you've learned something today. And uh, good
In the
night
coming days.
and
Yep.
goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you.
Thank-
Bye.
And thank you.
Bye.
Next episode,
Thanks.
hit
Thanks.
like, please.
Like and subscribe.
Bye.
Like.
Bye.